Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and to this 60-minute rocket yoga flow designed as a full body workout that will help to build strength, increase flexibility, and stamina in your yoga practice. This is a multi-level class with intermediate options, so please choose the modification that suits you best. Let's begin seated down the center of the mat. Plant your feet hip distance. Guide hands under thighs, chin to chest. Slowly roll onto your back. Hug the knees in. And with hands to shins, take a gentle rock from side to side. Now plant your feet. Support your hips with your hands. Knees fall wide in reclined butterfly. Relax the face and jaw. Soften the heart, allowing your shoulders to melt down. Relax the tummy. Soften the legs. Gently allow the hips to open, with the option to release the hands from holding hips at any time to deepen the stretch. And while here, let's begin to connect with the breath. Inhaling fully and exhale deeply through the nose. We will stay for several more long, deep breaths. Do your best to maintain an even rhythm of inhales and exhales throughout the rest of the practice. Now slide your hands under your thighs and press your knees to touch. Then separate your feet as wide as your mat. This creates a gentle internal rotation for the hips. And when you're ready, slowly guide the knees back into the chest, hands to shins. Again, a rock from side to side. Take a big breath in and exhale forehead to knees, a rounding squeeze. Then lower your head again. Now hands under thighs, rock up to seated and come forward onto all fours. Center yourself on your mat in tabletop. Begin with a long spine. And inhale through cow pose, arching the back, lifting the chin. Exhale through cat, rounding the back, pressing into your hands. Inhale through cow, open the heart forward. Exhale through cat, tuck the tail under. Inhale through cow, a nice belly stretch. And exhale through cat, a deep back stretch. Inhale through cow one more time. And from there, jut the body forward and lower the chest and chin to the mat. Ashtanga Namaskara. Now slide your legs straight back and lower your hips. Hands in line with your chest, forehead to the mat. Press to a baby cobra. Lift your heart. Keep a bend in the elbows. And exhale, lower down. Press up to your knees and tuck your toes. Lower hips to heels for child's pose with a foot stretch. You can help your pinky toe flat to the mat if you need. Then start to connect with long, deep breath, sending that breath to your feet, gently pressing into your hands. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. Untuck the toes, feet to touch, sit back on the heels. Now option to lift the knees just a little. You may choose to balance with hands at heart. Feel a nice stretch across the tops of your ankles and feet. Now slowly lower the knees, and with hands at heart, interlace the fingers and roll out the wrists in a gentle figure 8 pattern. Go a few times in one direction. Then switch and roll out the wrists the other way. From here, extend the left arm, point the fingertips down, and with palm to palm, gently pull back with the other hand to deepen the stretch through the wrist. Sit tall and relax your shoulders. Good. Now switch sides. Feel a nice stretch through the right wrist. Breathe long, deep breaths. Slowly release the stretch. Now come forward to tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend the left leg back and lower the toes. Pivot the right foot behind the knee and the left arm overhead to a left side body stretch. Gaze up and breathe deep. Now return to tabletop. And with the palm up on the left hand, slide that arm under right. Lower the left shoulder down and the side of your head to the mat. Your right hand can stay planted under your right elbow and breathe into this gentle torso twist. Return to tabletop and extend your right leg back. Lower the toes. Pivot the right foot behind the knee, right arm overhead. Breathe as you lengthen your right side body stretch. Back through tabletop. And with the palm up on your right hand, thread the arm under left. Lower your right side down. Now gently press into the top hand to help stack the shoulders. Now slowly press up to tabletop and tuck your toes to downward facing dog pose. Gaze towards your feet as you press into your hands. Slowly bend one knee at a time. Now spend the last moment here in stillness to lengthen your back body. From here, Lunge the right foot outside the right hand and lower the back knee to the mat. Point those top toes to the top right corner. Hands under shoulders, open the chest forward. Feel a nice stretch in the front of the left hip. Now slowly shift back to half splits and back to your lunge. Do this 2 or 3 more times. Dynamic movement at your own pace. Return to your lunge and step back to downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Now lunge the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Hands under shoulders, heart opens forward, and the hips melt towards the mat to deepen the stretch. Let's continue with dynamic movement. Slowly straighten the front leg and bend forward again. Do this a few more times at your own pace with your breath. Now roll forward to your lunge. And this time we come to Malasana. Step your right foot outside the right hand and lower the hips between the heels with the option for hands to the mat or hands through heart center. You can use your elbows to gently open the legs a little wider to deepen the hip stretch. Sit tall. Now keep the feet wide as you plant your hands and press to a half lift. Point the toes forward and fold forward between the legs with hands to elbows in ragdoll. Create a gentle sway from side to side, bending through one knee at a time. Come through center, press to a half lift, inhale. Guide hands to waist and slowly rise to stand. Now the feet stay wide. Inhale, hands touch overhead, lengthen. Exhale the right hand to right thigh, side bend to the right. Reach the top fingertips long for a nice left side body stretch. Gaze past the top shoulder. Now use your core to rise, switch out the arms, and side bend to the left. Rise up with a strong core, hands touch overhead. Slowly guide hands to heart. Step your feet to touch and relax your arms. Roll your shoulders by your ears and down your back to lift your heart. Starting with sun salutations. Inhale, reach up, hands touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale through half lift with the option for hands to legs. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back to plank from knees or toes. Hold plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga from knees. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And stay for 5 long, deep breaths. One more big breath in. And exhale, walk slowly through to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up, hands touch, look up. Exhale, relax the arms by your sides. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, all the way down. Half lift, inhale. Step back to plank, exhale. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga from knees or toes, lower slow. Inhale, press to upward facing dog, tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog and breathe long, deep breaths. On your next inhale, rise to tiptoes and bend through knees. Walk, lunge, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach up, hands touch, look up. Exhale, hands through heart and by your sides. Chair pose. Sink the hips low, sweep the arms high, draw the belly button back. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward over straight legs. Inhale, press to half lift. Exhale, float or step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale through upward facing dog, press into your hands, lift your heart. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Warrior one. Step the right foot through between your hands, pivot the back heel down and rise. Arms by the ears. Stay for 5 long deep breaths. Draw the belly button back, press firm into both feet, and breathe. Now exhale, lower the hands, step back to plank through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior one, other side. Left foot lunges through, back heel pivots down and rise. Relax the shoulders down the back. Tuck the lower rib cage to lengthen your spine and feel a nice stretch in your back, front thigh. One more big breath in. Exhale through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for a few breaths, pressing into your hands and drive that energy towards the heels. Now inhale to tiptoes and bend through knees. Walk, lunge, or hop to the top. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Sink the hips low, sweep the arms high. Inhale. And exhale, press to stand. Chair pose. Bend the knees, inhale, arms to the sky. Stay for a big breath in. Exhale, swan dive over straight legs. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, float or step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Inhale, floats the right leg high. Now bend through the top knee, drop the heel behind the hip. Exhale, lunge that right foot between the hands to the inside of your right thumb. Inhale, high lunge with hands at heart. Interlace the fingers and shine the palms up to the sky. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and press firm into the back foot as you sink a little deeper into that front leg. Warrior 2. Hands through heart, pivot the back heel down, open wide to the side. Now gaze past the front fingers and make sure that front knee is tracking in line with the toes. Peaceful triangle. Press the front leg straight. Lower the back hand to the back leg and extend the top arm for a side body stretch. Exhale, lift up to triangle pose. Heel toe the back foot in and lower your right hand to your leg or catch peace fingers to big toe. Look up to your top thumb and breathe into a long spine. On your next exhale, lower the top hand down and pivot to the ball of the back foot, lifting the heel. A variation of revolve triangle. Sweep the right arm back and up to a twist and gaze up. Draw that front hip back to feel a stretch in that space. Breathe long, deep breaths. Now lower the top hand and step back to a runner's lunge. Through side extended, pivot the back heel down. Option for bottom hand outside the foot or forearm to thigh. Reach the top arm overhead and gaze upward. Humble warrior. Inhale, rise to warrior 2, then interlace your fingers behind your back. Square your chest forward. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, bow forward, chest to thigh or lower inside the thigh, but hug that knee in towards the shoulder. Now inhale lifts you up halfway and plant your hands to runner's lunge. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. Through twisted lunge, sweep the right arm back and up. Gaze up. Option to lower your back knee if you choose. Now exhale the top hand down and step back to downward facing dog. Stay for one breath. On an inhale, roll forward to plank pose and lower to chaturanga from knees or toes. Inhale, press to upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Inhale the left leg high, bend through the knee, drop the heel behind the hip. Exhale, lunge the left foot to the inside of the left thumb. High lunge. Inhale, rise up with hands at heart center. Interlace fingers, shine the palms high. Tuck the lower rib cage, draw the belly button back. Press firm into both feet. Now lower hands through heart and warrior two. Back heel pivots parallel to the back edge. Lift your heart. Gaze past your front fingers. Press firm into the back foot. Now inhale, press to peaceful triangle just for a breath, and left side body stretch. Back through, arms wide, triangle pose. Slide the back foot in. Gaze up. Breathe into a long spine and press firm into both feet. Now we revolve our triangle. Lower the top hand. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Lift the heel. And with a long spine, sweep the left arm back and up to a twist. Stack your shoulders in one line and gently pull the front hip back to feel a stretch. Now exhale through runner's lunge, through side extended. Pivot the back heel down with the option for forearm to thigh. Either way, press your bottom hand into the mat or forearm into your thigh to lift and lengthen through the torso. Press into your feet through warrior two and humble warrior. Interlace your fingers, square your chest forward, and bow down. Relax the neck, reaching the arms overhead to a nice shoulder stretch. Now let your arms pull you up halfway. Release the hands. Runner's lunge. Twisted lunge. Left arm back and up. Gaze follows. Option to lower the back knee and breathe long deep breaths. Now exhale the top hand to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Stay for a big breath in, a big breath out. Now inhale, roll through plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. From here, dolphin pose. Lower the forearms. Stack shoulders over elbows, hands in line with elbows. Walk the feet in as much as you can comfortably and gaze between the arms. Round the upper back and press into the forearms to create upper body strength. Stay for 2 more breaths. Now press back to downward facing dog, and with your feet hip distance, walk hands to feet, catching peace fingers to big toes. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale to forward fold, over gently bent knees. Shoulders up away from the ears, elbows out wide. Now keep the peace fingers hooked as you inhale to a half lift. Exhale, hands to waist, and slowly rise to stand. preparing for high mountain. Inhale, arms by the ears. Then rise to the mounds of the toes, lifting the heels. Pull the belly button back. Now take a Tadasana walk to the top of your mat. And once you arrive, lower the heels and hands to waist. Widespread foot pose. Take a big step back with your left foot and face the long edge with your feet parallel. Inhale, hands touch overhead, look up. Exhale, plant hands under shoulders. Inhale to a long spine. Exhale, walk your hands through between the feet. Elbows point back. Press into your feet and pull the belly button inward. Now inhale, press to a half lift, lengthen. Exhale through Skandasana. Turn the back foot out and lower your hips towards that heel. Flex your front toes towards the sky with the option for hands at heart center. Open the arms wide or take a bind. Clasp the fingers behind your back. Now roll the chest open and gaze upward. Now lower your seat to the mat for a side body and inner thigh stretch. Right hand to back ankle, top arm up and overhead, reaching towards the front toes. Do your best. Gently roll your chest open towards the sky. Use your core to rise up and press up to widespread foot pose. Now with a long spine, catch either peace fingers to big toe or hold the back of your legs. And exhale to fold. Shoulders up away from ears, elbows out wide. Inhale through a half lift. Exhale, Skandasana. Point the top toes out, lower the hips, flex the back foot. Option, hands at heart, open the arms, or reach around for a bind. Gaze past the top shoulder and breathe. Now lower your seat. Right hand to front ankle. Top arm up and overhead to the back toes. Roll the chest open and return to the breath. On your next inhale, rise up to seated and pivot to runner's lunge facing the top of your mat. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart and by your sides. Now heel toe the feet hip distance and guide your right hand to your right waist. Lift your left knee with left hand to knee or catch peace fingers to big toe and extend the leg to the best of your ability. Now open your left leg out to the left side. Reach your right arm by your side in a T to help you balance. Focus your eyes on a spot. Now back through center and tree pose with your left foot into your right thigh. Power up the standing leg with hands at heart or reach up to the sky. Stay for a few more breaths in this balance. Now exhale, hands through heart, and return to standing. Other side. Hands to waist. Right knee rise, hand to knee, with the option for extended big toe pose. Lift your heart and stand tall. Now open your right leg to the right side. Option to release the left arm long for balance. Slow and steady, guide your leg back through center and foot into thigh for tree pose. Knee out wide to the side. Hands through heart or reach up and stay for 3 more long, deep breaths. Good. Now exhale, hands through heart and return to standing. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Half lift, inhale. Crow pose. Step your feet back slightly. Plant your hands shoulder distance. Guide your knees towards your armpits. Bend your elbows back as you tip the weight forward and lift the feet. Now squeeze everything into the center line. Now lower your feet and step back to downward dog. On your next inhale, roll forward to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pigeon pose. Inhale, float the right toes high. Bend through the knee, open wide. Then lunge your right shin behind the hands and lower to pigeon. Now inhale to a long spine. Exhale, lead with your heart as you fold forward directly over your front shin. Now we are here for several breaths. Do your best to relax and breathe into the right hip stretch. On your next inhale, press up and slide the back leg straight forward, with right foot into left thigh. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward, hands to foot, or as close as you can. Maintain a long back body and breathe into this fold. Inhale to rise. Through boat pose, plant your feet, hold your thighs. Stay on the sits bones. Lift the feet in line with the knees. Option to release the arms long in line with shoulders, or straighten the legs. Breathe as you lift your heart. Cross the legs in and step back to downward facing dog. Now inhale, roll through plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, floats the left leg high, bend through the knee. Exhale, the left shin behind your hands through pigeon. Lower down. Now inhale to lift your heart, lengthen. Exhale to fold forward, directly over the shin. We are here for a little while. Soften the shoulders, relax the face and jaw, and breathe deep into your hip. Now walk yourself up through seated and slide the back leg forward with left foot into right thigh. Inhale to a long spine, hands touch overhead. Exhale to forward fold over your right thigh. Lengthen through the crown of your head and breathe into this hamstring stretch. Now inhale to rise through boat pose, second set, with the option to hold your feet with your hands this time. Now lift your feet in line with your knees, stay up on the sits bones, and perhaps extend the legs this time. Gaze up towards the big toes and lift your heart. Cross the legs in and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll through to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press into the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward dog. Three-legged dog. Inhale the right leg high. Bend through the knee, drop the heel behind the hip. Now lunge the right foot between the hands and lower the back knee. Shift back to a half splits. Option to stay in this variation or sit all the way back to the inside of your left heel. Do what feels best for your knee. Now inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold over the right leg, flexing those toes towards the crown of your head. And breathe. Inhale, rise through seated with both legs extended forward. Now bend your right foot back towards your hip. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale, forward fold and wrap the right arm around the leg. See if you can bind the hands. And fold to the best of your ability over the left leg, pressing that heel into the mat. Inhale to rise and release the bind, but keep the legs as they are. and slide to the top half of your mat. For pistol squat with variation. First set, tuck your chin, roll onto your back. Then rise up through seated and reach your arms in line with shoulders. Do that again or come through pistol squat. Use momentum, roll back, inhale, rise onto the left foot only with the option for hands to mat. Lower down and press back to down dog. Now roll the spine forward into plank, lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale, downward dog, exhale. Inhale floats the left leg high, bend into the knee, open wide. Exhale, lunge the left foot through, back knee to the mat. Half splits, lengthen through the front leg, or sit to the inside of your heel. Do what's best for your right knee. Now with a long spine, inhale, reach up, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to rise and straighten your right leg to match left. Then bend through the left knee, planting the foot to the outside of your hip. Marichyasana. Inhale the left arm high. Bow forward and wrap that arm around the leg. Try to bind behind your back. And with a long spine, fold forward over the right thigh. Press that heel into the mat. Now rise up and slide forward for pistol squats. We'll do the same thing as the other side. Chin to chest, roll onto your back. And inhale up through seated, reach your arms forward. Second set, pistol squat. Chin to chest, roll onto your back. Inhale, rise onto the left foot this time. Lift up, arms in line with shoulders if you can. Now lower down and this time cross your legs in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug, a seated child's pose. From here, bound angle pose. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, heels in towards your seat. Peace fingers to big toes. Inhale, a long spine. Lead with your heart as you exhale to fold. Crown of your head reaching forward to encourage a long spine. Your elbows point back. Now inhale to rise through upward facing wide angle pose. Balance on your sits bones as you send the legs wide to the side. Lift the heart and gaze upward. Lower the right shin to the mat and hug the left shin in towards your chest. Now rock the baby. Draw your left knee back as far as you can, balancing only on the right sits bone. What you're doing is gently opening up the left hip, Now swing the hip back as far as you can and stop. Then slide your right arm under your leg. See if you can get that leg up by the shoulder. Opposite hand to that foot. If possible, extend the leg into compass pose and gaze past the right shoulder. From here, we transition to 8-angle arm balance. So keep that leg hooked on that upper arm. Lean back and cross the bottom ankle over top. Plant your hands parallel and begin to tip the weight forward. Extend the legs, bend the elbows, and lift the hips. Now return to seated through a seated child's pose. Give yourself a hug and connect with the breath. Let's try the other side. Lower the left shin down and hug the right shin in. Begin to rock the right knee back as far as you can, opening through your hip. Now drive that knee as far back as you can and stop. Then reach your right arm under the leg, plant the fingertips to the mat. Opposite hand to the top foot. Stay with the knee bent or extend the leg to the best of your ability, gazing past the top arm. Let's prepare for the arm balance. Keep that top leg hooked on the upper arm. Plant your hands parallel and lean back, crossing the other ankle on top. Now tip forward, bend the elbows, and straighten out the legs. Option to gaze towards those toes. Lower the seat and plant your feet. With hands under thighs, tuck your chin to your chest and gently roll onto your back, hugging the knees in. Hands to shins, gently rock side to side. Now extend the legs long, roll onto your front side, and extend the right arm long by your side, right side of the head to the mat. Now roll over the right shoulder, planting the left foot outside the right thigh. Breathe into this shoulder stretch. Now roll onto your front side and extend the left arm long. Roll in that direction, planting the right foot outside the left thigh. Breathe long, deep breaths into this left side shoulder stretch. Now slowly release the pose and make your way onto your backside to prepare for some bridging. Now plant your feet hip distance and close towards the hips so fingertips can easily touch the heels. Now draw the belly button back and press through the feet. Inhale the hips mid-back, and upper back off the mat. Option for hands to waist for a supported variation. Stay for 5 long deep breaths. And on your next exhale, lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Let your knees come together and pause for a breath. Separate the knees, second set. Plant the hands and inhale, press the hips high. Draw the chest towards the chin. Option this time, interlace the fingers under your seat. Roll the shoulder blades in towards each other and draw your arms towards the ground. Press firm into your feet. Now release your hands and gently lower all the way down to the mat. Knees touch, hands relax. Now coming through your third and final back bend with the option for another bridge or upward bow. Plant your hands by your head, fingertips point towards your feet, and inhale, press up to the sky, head off the mat. Gaze between your hands and press into your feet. Draw your chest through between your arms. From upward bow, tuck your chin and slowly bend the elbows, lower down. Knock your knees to touch, relax your arms, and stay for a breath or two. At your own time, hug your knees in towards heart center. Perhaps you rock side to side. Now take a big breath in and exhale, forehead to knees, a rounding squeeze. Lower your head again. Relax your arms by your sides and let your knees fall to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder in a spinal twist. Inhale to lift your knees and let them fall the other way. Turn your head to the other side. On your next inhale, guide your knees through center, hands under thighs, rock up through seated. Paschimottanasana, a double leg forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Hands towards your feet. Maintain a long spine and breathe into a nice back body stretch. Now inhale to rise, one vertebrae at a time. Come through half Lord of the Fishes twist. with your right foot on the bottom and your left knee high. Inhale your right arm high to the sky and exhale, twist. Right elbow outside the left thigh. Inhale to lengthen your spine, root through your sits bones, and exhale, gaze back. Return through center and take a gentle twist the other way, a counter stretch. Now plant your hands and switch out the legs, left leg on the bottom, right leg on top. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twist to your right side, elbow to thigh. Square your chest to the side and gaze back behind. Now return through center into a half lotus with the top foot into the opposite hip crease. The top knee is supported by the bottom foot. If this does not feel good, take any other comfortable seat. Now guide hands on your thighs. Sit tall and lower the chin to the chest. Now begin to roll the neck in gentle half circles from side to side. Feel a nice stretch as you release the neck. Now lower chin to chest and head through center. Option to stay in a comfortable seated position for the remainder of practice, connecting with long, deep breath. Or join me in Shavasana, final rest. Feet wide, toes fall open to the side. Arms rest to the mat, palms face upward, and the weight of the body falls to the ground, allowing every muscle to regroup after all the deep work. I will wake you in a few moments. It's time to deepen the breath, awaken the body with fingers and toes. Roll the head from side to side, releasing the neck. And when you're ready, reach the arms overhead to a long morning stretch. Now hug the knees in and take your time. Rise up to a comfortable seated position. Now inhale, hands touch overhead. Exhale, hands at heart. Thank you for joining me in this rocket yoga flow. If you enjoyed the class, let me know in the comments, share it with a friend, and consider subscribing. We'll see you in the next one. Namaste.